Ronnie has been eye-fucking me all day.
Oh my gosh.
You know he has, making comments this whole time.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know this, it's your girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about Love Island, Season 11, Episode 9. See, before we get into this episode, yes, we're counting the unseen bits as Episode 6. So, even, I know the numbers are going to be a little shaky, because, you know, this is really Episode 8. But, you know, just to be on par with how the rollout is, this is technically the 9th episode. So I know this is really episode 8 because, you know, unseen bits, who really checking that, but you know, it's really episode 9, so we're gonna call it episode 9. So let's get right into this video. Yeah, road to 2K. Anyway guys, in this episode, like I said, we already know that Mimi is going to pick Ayo. It was quite obvious. Like, I don't know who else was she gonna pick if she wasn't gonna couple up with Omar. So she does steal Ayo from, you know, Uma, and Uma's kind of like, you know, shocked.
Ayo.
Then Omar, I mean, he kind of did a little something that was a little bit like, oh, okay, I didn't know Omar was like that, you know. But even though he was trying to patsy for, you know, a little bit, he talked to Uma, and he decided to, you know, take Uma and like couple up with Uma. So while Ayo Mimi's couple up together, Uma and Omar's couple up together. She walks off from the fire pit because she's kind of confused because she feels that, you know, Ayo made it clear that he's leaning more towards her. Like, oh, I thought it was done set. Like, she even told Mimi that, you know, Ayo seems like he's leaning more towards her. Mimi, Uma, and, you know, Ayo are, you know, having a chat. Everybody's like watching because they're like, oh, this is about to be messy because of everything's happening. So with that being said, you know, she's just trying to say, like, trying to ask Ayo, like, didn't you say, like, you know, you're leaning towards me, or you're, like, more towards me, or, you know, make a decision? And, you know, he's basically saying, like, he wants to get to know Uma and also get to know Mimi. Like, he's made himself clear. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't made his decision yet. She's saying, like, oh, we holding each other, we're holding hands in front of Mimi and stuff like that. And, you know, whatever. But he's saying that since he was coupled up with Uma, he's going to give her the time of day. And
That's it. No one else's. Am I clear on what I've told both of you right now, though? On
I don't
what
know.
I've said.
I want to get nearer. We can't move, that's so obvious. For me, he literally said he's going to get to know us equally, explore both options and see where he says that. That's what he said to me.
So this whole thing's just been blown out of proportion then?
Full stop.
I'm just going to take it as we're equal, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like I said previously, because he's coupled up with her, it's within his right to, you know, move like he's moving. You know what I'm saying? Because he is coupled up with her. You know what I'm saying? Because on the other hand, when he was coupled up with Patsy, you know, he was trying to Mimi like he was single. Like Patsy who? Like, to be honest. But now that he's with somebody that, you know, he showed actual interest in, which is Uma and Mimi, you know, he has to be cautious. But, you know, he said that since he's coupled with Uma, he's going to give her the time of day, you know. And Mimi did take a step back from it. She never really, like, got upset with the whole situation. She just said she's going to take a step back. She's not going to try to continue to pursue, you know, him. And he just like, no, don't do that. Don't take a step back, whatever. Anyways, you know, in the conversation, he's just saying, like, did I make myself clear? Which I'm just like, okay, Ayo, who you talking to like that? Like, who you talking to like that? But Mimi, in the conversation, I guess, for Uma's sake, she, you know, she wanted to just get clarity of what's going on with Ayo because, you know, obviously Ayo did get stolen from her, from the couple. So, Mimi didn't really speak too much. So after the conversation, they hugged it out, whatever, went back over to the girls. Mimi basically reveals that, Ayo told her that, if he had to choose a chance to recouple with her, that Mimi would have been his first choice. And she told it to the girls. So then we have Jess and Uma basically telling Mimi like, oh, well, you should have said that in that conversation then. Why did you not say that in the conversation? But I'm just like, it's really for Ayo to tell you, how he feels. And he basically said point blank, like, he's still trying to get to know you and Mimi at the same time. And it's only because they were coupled up together. Now that he's coupled with Mimi, he's going to get to know Mimi the same that he gets the way to know Uma. So, with that being said, that is what's happening. Everybody's kind of like, oh, Uma, I feel bad for Uma. Anyways, when they're sleeping, we see a kiss between Ayo and Mimi. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, all right, okay. Like, this is how you moving? This is how you moving. So, and we also see we also see Ronnie and Jess kiss in bed too. So it's like, oh, okay. I thought Jess was kind of mad at him, but it is what it is. Next day, they wake up. Mimi basically tells, Jess and Nicole that she shared a kiss with Ayo in bed. So Jess is like, oh, you should tell Uma this. Like, wow, I didn't expect him to kiss you in bed, like, blah, blah, blah. So they kind of have a feeling that, oh, I already made up his mind that he chose Uma. And, him, like, carrying on with Mimi just seems very, uncalled for, out of character, which I'm just like, you're only getting that information from Uma because he hasn't really said he's done with Mimi at all. So I'm confused why, him kissing Mimi in bed is, weird. Like, it wasn't unexpected. So Jess pulls Ayo, which I'm just like, Jess, you need to kind of mind your business, because this is really none of your business that somebody who's coupled up with Ayo, Ayo's coupled up with Mimi, shared a kiss in bed, and you're saying, oh, you should tell Uma this. He's no longer coupled up with Uma, so why should that be, any of your business, and, him having to divulge that? Like, you don't know if he was going to divulge that or not. Anyways, he goes and pulls Uma, basically says that, like, yeah, he kissed Mimi in bed. So Mimi, so Uma gets up from the conversation from the fire pit. She leaves because she's upset with the whole situation, because she's thinking that, she didn't have to compete with Mimi. She thought it was a done deal that, Ayo picked her, chose her, like, that she's done, like, fighting with the whole situation, which is not the case. Ayo essentially just wants to have his cake and eat it too. And, I feel like even though he has an attraction to Uma, I feel like he does like Mimi, because pre-Uma, he was acting like he loved Mimi day one, night one, okay? So, confused, because he doesn't want to make up his decision, because if you make a decision, he has to let one go. And I don't think he want to let one go right now. So, but I feel like it's clear that he definitely likes Mimi a bit more than Uma, and especially with this, time that they're gonna have together as a couple, is gonna, build into something that's a little bit more stronger than what he had with Uma, because he was only coupled with Uma for a day or two, to be quite honest, before Mimi got a chance to steal. So, they had a challenge that they call On Job, and it's basically do some positions and then, pick somebody who, fit the criteria for, like, detention. So Ronnie and Ayo basically got most of the, the situations, because Ronnie was like, oh, you're juggling Harriet and Jess. You're juggling Harriet and Jess. Ayo with Uma, basically, Uma's saying, like, I don't know where your head is at. Like, I don't know. So you're like, what's it called? You don't have accountability, this and that and the third. So that was basically a challenge. And then in the challenge, Mimi picked Ayo for the little position. And then while she was doing that, Uma was giving faces. She was just like, they shouldn't be doing this in front of her. And I'm just like, the balloon challenge Io picked Uma and Uma picked Io. Like, what's the problem? What's the problem when the tables turn? Like, when the tables turn, like.
I'm a bitch, I'm a boss, I'm a bitch and a boss. Come on, girl.
Life is a revolving door, like, for real. Like, when the tables turn, you're gonna feel it, okay? Because you making faces because you picked Io, even though now they're in a couple, even though they had, you know, some type of little stuff before we even stepped foot in the villa, but you making faces. So when they come back into the villa, they get ready for nighttime. Back to nighttime, we see Ronnie. Ronnie talks to Jess, and basically with Jess, he's basically saying, you know, they had a kiss last night and whatnot, and, you know, he growed up and he feels like he's making a decision soon or whatever. And Jess is basically kind of like saying, like, oh, well, I feel like you made your decision, like, oh, if Harriet kissed you, would you, you know, go in for the kiss? And he's like, no. He's saying all that to, you know, Jess right now. So then, you know, after that conversation, Jess, you know, he talks to Harriet and he tells Harriet that, you know, he was thinking about her all night. But you just told Jess that she made your decision, you're kind of like leaning towards your decision, and, you know, it's kind of like leaning towards you, and that you wouldn't kiss Harriet if she tried to kiss you, but you're telling her that you were thinking about her all night. Like, Ronnie, you're doing the most, Ronnie, you're doing the most. After that conversation, I and Mimi just talking. They didn't even hold hands. They were just talking and walking. And he's like, let's go inside. So he goes inside, basically takes her to the terrace. So we see Uma like, oh, the audacity. Why are you doing this in front of me?
I'm not being funny, like, stuff like this pisses me off so much as well, Ronnie. Like, so much.
No, we're not going there. Are we going there?
Yeah, why can't we?
Oh, where it all began.
Huh?
Where it all began, huh?
I just feel like a fucking mug.
They're walking upstairs to sit and talk at the terrace. They're in a couple. Like, Uma, like, what audacity to walk inside. Like, what audacity? What's the audacity? Because when you were hand-holding Io, you didn't think, you know, Mimi would see this? You didn't think Mimi would see this? Like, what audacity? Anyways, they go upstairs to the, you know, terrace, and basically everybody's like chatting about him. Like, the girls downstairs are chatting. Manvira's a real one, because Manvira's like, yeah, like, behave, stop talking about Mimi like that.
Oh, girls behave, it's nothing. It's just somewhere to go sit and talk.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, Manvira, you're a real one. Even though you feel like you're taking up space in the villa, like, bro, you need to crack on or you're about to get dumped. But he is a real one for trying to stick up for Mimi right then and there, because everybody's like, oh, we need to go talk to Uma, like, they have the audacity. Mimi's just like, you're gonna get me in trouble, you're gonna get me in trouble. You know, he's telling her to come closer, like, you're too far away, da-da-da-da. Like, what do you mean I'm gonna get in trouble? Whatever. Trying to say all these words, trying to, like, get into Mimi's head, whatever. And then he tells her to come here. He kisses her. They have, like, a long kiss. Like, that kiss was long.
He knows why I'm here. Yeah. Deep, deep, real deep, real deep.
It was long and passionate kiss. But I'm just like, that decision's done. That's decision made. Like, you know you want Mimi. And then he gives her a forehead kiss. Like, bro, stop trying to juggle Uma and Mimi, because it's not gonna end well. Anyways, he comes back downstairs. He chats to Uma for a bit.
Hard for me because it's like I'm trying to comprehend.
You're just a boy.
You said it. Stop. No, but like real talk.
I'm still trying to get to know both of you guys and this and that. He says in the confessional, like, you know, since he's in a couple with Mimi, he's leaning more towards Mimi, but he's still gonna try to get to know Uma, which I'm just like, take that long for you to make a decision. It does not take that long. Anyways, after that situation, Jess basically, Harriet pulls Jess and basically says, like, you know what, Ronnie's been looking at me all day, like, he hasn't chatted to me properly, whatever, da 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 da, and like, she's trying to see if he made a decision yet. Anyways, with that being said, she tells Jess that Ronnie just told her, you know, just a minute ago, that he was thinking about her all night. Just after Jess and Ronnie had a conversation basically saying that he was leaning towards Jess. So Jess looks like she's about to pop off, you know, trying to go get Ronnie. Ronnie over here kikiing, cracking up, basically saying that, you know, he fancies both of the girls. Like, bro, you really messing up. You really playing yourself so bad. Like, you need to tighten up. Both Ayo and Ronnie need to tighten up. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? But anyway, that's how the episode ends. And then we have a vote. And the vote was for your favorite couple. So, of course, I voted for Ayomi. But, yeah, that was episode 8, 9 of Love Island season 11. And I hope you guys like this video. If you like the video, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, comments, concerns, and yeah, subscribe to my channel, subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. Peace.